Hello, Ross. Yeah, due to my extremely ancient system, excuse me, I can't have that special guest because I can't screen record and broadcast at the same time. So, yeah, never mind. Yeah, it is PS4 things. I know, I've had a look at a new system and they're expensive, to say the least. So, I'm hoping next season, potentially. We will see. Oh, by the way, Ross, you're going to enjoy this one. You're going to enjoy commentating this one. There is method to, especially my madness. No, 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 no. I'm not going to. I'm just going to say you're going to enjoy it, and there's method to definitely my madness. I can't speak for others. Yes, be very scared. Now, I did see the Stewart results, and before I saw the results, I was thinking in my head, Pyro's had terrible 2 races. I'm actually gonna kind of root for him a little bit, but seeing the results, he's having a fantastic season so far. And hello. You know, screw it. Let's make a start because I'll go through that. So, finally, I know, a week late, Tier 2 Daytona. My apologies, it has been mayhem. So, the Stewart results. That's esports. I don't want esports. I want before esports. That's what I want. Ah, screw it. It'll be fine. So, I didn't race this track last week. I was working, so I have no idea what to expect. No idea on the strategies or anything. Please, by all means, correct me in the comments. You guys, yeah, everybody usually does. In first position, I'll just make a start. We have got Asseldorn in the 911, second Turbo, third Perry, the first of the 2 Beetles. Let's see what they can pull out the bag this time. Humanic Ross, I think I can say the name, is in 4th in this Corvette. Could be quite strong around here with the long straights. This is an American car on American track, so turning left should be second nature. We have got Scotty in 5th, with his teammate doing slightly better than him in qualifying, but we'll see how it goes. We got Wack in 6th, we got Brummer in 7th, Wesley in 8th. Good job from Wesley, may I just say, getting in the top 10 in an Audi, alright, very well done. We've got the traitor in 9th, who seems to have the best luck in ALR history at the moment, to my knowledge, but again, we will see. We got the legend himself rounding off the top 10. We then got Aero, or Arco as I've now started calling him, in 11th. We've got the former Tier 4 champion in 12th. We got... I mean, one-off special liveries, I will admit, are welcomed, but fair enough. We got Geordie in 13th. I believe this, I can't actually look around, is a reserve driver, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. Also, I did something for the Z4 for a joke for Lagor. I will explain another day. We got Zavid in 14th, we got Tap in 15th, and then we got Pagel rounding off in last position. Both GTRs at the back. I don't recall if they got qualifying bans or not, but regardless, we have got, let's get this started. We got 3 lights, we got 5 red lights, long hold, and away we go. Everyone seems to get a, whoa, what's happened at the back? Let's stick with this as Perry has got an absolute launch, going 3 wide. I'm going to say around turn 1 as Perry's already into the lead before even the first real proper corner. Let's stick with this angle for just a second before we scoot back. Everyone seems to have lived. But I want to jump back to the start because something's happened at the start. Let's go near the back. Oh, Geordie jumps to start. Geordie jumps to start and Tap gives him a bit of a push. Ah, so that's what happens. That's what's happened. Geordie not having the greatest time at the moment in Tier 2. He murdered someone in round 1 and now he's jumped the start. And the Tap's made himself a good start. Let's just re-watch turn 1 for a second before we jump back into this lovely camera angle here as we come up to what's turn 4, keeping it relatively clean from the looks of things. Let's jump back up to Perry. Perry extending him, getting himself a little bit of a gap right now. We got Dawn being bumped really by Pneumatic going, oh, whoa, who's died? Who has died? It's further back. Whoa, what's happened there? Sorry, I know I'm skipping camera angles a lot, I'm just trying to find a good one. Let's stick here, let's stick with this camera angle, this is pretty good. Oh, no, guys. Ethan. Well, that's Ethan's sprint race over, I must say. I don't really know what to make of that. I don't know if that was him doing it himself, or if that was a little bit of a push. I will have to have a look at the stewards' reports in a second, as we got sparks coming off that 911 going around the banked corner. We'll stay with the top 3 just for a minute. Oh, we definitely were with Pneumatic. Has a look up the inside going into the bus stop chicane and very, very smartly backs out of it. 2 wide through those, not ideal, I must say. As he's got a 1 second time penalty as well for cutting the corner, I believe, coming out of the bus stop, so that's going to impede him, and the penalty line's also right at the end of this straight. So let's stay with him for just a second. Let's stay here for just another second. Oh, we will jump forward actually. Oh, hold on, I've just missed something. What's happened to Perry? So Perry coming into turn 1. Did he just go wide? He just went wide. Nasser's just took advantage of that. They're still going side by side through those S-bends. They're still side by side from the looks of this camera angle. No, Nasser gets him going into turn 4. That's it, I can't count. So Asadorn in the lead at the moment, but not for long. Perry's looking for that home victory as he has a look up the inside coming towards the end of this road section. Asildorn gives him the space. He's not quite able to make anything work there. We will jump back in a minute and have a look and see what else is going on. But for the time being, we'll stay up here. Let's stay with this until we hit the other side of the bus stop, and then we'll have a little look. I think Bruno on the mini-map is gaining to work, so is Perry on Asildorn. And Perry's now going side by side with Asildorn. Going towards the bus stop chicane. Perry gets there first, brakes a little bit later, and keeps it all together. So we got Aero with a 2.5 second time penalty. He's had a good start actually. As we got Wesley and Pyro having a good battle coming around the bank corner. We'll stay with these two for just a minute. Let's get these two some screen time as Tap rounds off the top 10, making a fantastic start. We got Aero serving his 2.5 second time penalty, hence why he's dropped right off. And Wesley going around the outside of Pyro. Great move from the Audi R8. Let's stick on this camera angle for just another second as Geordie's drifting and Ethan is slowly Geordie's drifting going around turn 4 and Ethan's catching up as we got Perry back in first position, just kissing the grass on entry. Not really what you want to do coming up to this banking corner, but he keeps it all together as he's got a little gap to Asildorn, not enough to be comfortable. But let's see what happens coming down the straight this time. Stay here for just another second before we have a little look elsewhere on the grid. Such an easy section to get wrong and get a penalty coming out of that bus stop. You want to get on the throttle early, but sometimes you get on it a bit too early. Let's jump backwards. Let's see what else we can find. We've got sparks flying all across this racetrack. Here we go. Here's a fight. Here's a fight probably going to happen into turn 1. This might be interesting. So we've got Pyro taking it all the way down to the apron. As we've got Aero having a look around the outside, not sitting in the slipstream for too long. Very smartly pulls back in. Let's stay with these two for just a little bit. Pyro taking it right out to the edge of the racetrack and a little bit more to try and get as much speed as he can and try and get away from that Aston Martin. Although he's starting to catch Wesley. What's Wesley's time? 45.9, 46.4. Okay, I say catching, not really. Whoa, 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 whoa! Was that someone dying? I want to skip back just a second. Was that someone dying? It's Geordie just showing off again. Oh, lucky, and Geordie's not having a fantastic season at the moment. Let's jump back forward again. I want to go back to this fight here. This is where we want to be for the moment, as we've got Aero giving Pyro a little nudge tap. If I was in that Aston Martin's position, I'd be bump drafting. There we go. Bumping Aero to catch back up to Wesley in that Audi. Which has worked. Oh, that could potentially be a penalty. I've maybe just got away with it. Let's jump over to the middle camera. Pyro's got away with it. So is Wesley. Let's jump back forward. Let's see what's going on up front. As we got the two teammates pushing each other, try and catch back up to. Well, never mind. Ooh, I want to have a look on the onboard. Let's have a look on the onboard. Does he just get it wrong? He does. He just gets it slightly wrong. His pneumatic nearly collects whack as well. We got Turbo taking advantage of that as well, trying to take advantage of well, the two teammates fighting each other and bumping and killing each other's race. Yep, there goes the championship for these two. I haven't seen the standings, so I don't actually know. I'll have a look at the end of this race. Yeah, not what two teammates should be doing. I mean, Brummer got the right idea by giving Pneumatic a bit of a push, but a bit of a push in the wrong place. You're meant to be stopping the car, not giving it an extra boost. Let's just jump forward up to the top two for a second. So I want to also keep an eye on Pyro's name, because I know something happens to him, like I said at the very start. Well, let's stick with this until turn one, and then we'll have a little flick through and see what else we can find. Because the Porsche is definitely closer on this run. He's tucked right up in the slipstream. Perry's down low. Alstorn's going to give him a little push. Try and extend that gap out to a whack. Perry's still holding the low line, which is going to force Alstorn around to the outside. Let's just stick with this a little longer, just to make sure we're not missing anything. What a camera angle this is. We need more of these. As Alstorn tries for the switchback on Perry, that doesn't quite work, unfortunately. Not this time around. As Alstorn is setting the blistering times around here, may I just say. What is Perry doing? Perry and Alstorn are pretty much doing the exact same times. Right, let's jump back just a second. Let's see what else is going on. So the two teammates are still together. We then got Turbo, who started up in the top 4, I believe, is now down into 6. So not a great start to his race at the moment. We got Wesley all on his own. We got Pyro all on his own. We got something's happened between them two. I think Aero might have had a little mistake or a penalty, as Ross is now starting to catch up on that Aston Martin. Just little bit by little bit. Let's stick with this going through the bus stop chicane before we jump back to this fight for 11th position, as Taps lost a place that we missed. Well, I say we missed, I missed. We then got the BRZ in 12th, doing a good job in 12th, splitting up the GTRs. We then got Ethan in 14th. What's happened to Scotty? Something's happened this lap. I don't know. I'll let the comment section help. And then all on his lonesome at the back is Geordie. Anyway, let's jump back up forward, because we have a fight on our hands for the lead. Let's see what these guys can do this lap. The thing is, Alstorn and Perry fighting is bringing Wack in slowly. Wack's just got to keep it clean and consistent, and he can stick with these guys a little bit, maybe save some of his tyres. I know it's only 9 lap sprint race, but so let's stick with these guys for just a little bit. Perry seems to have gotten a slightly better exit than that 911, but The slipstream is powerful down this track. Pneumatic, something I just spotted. Pneumatic and Brummer swapped places. Something I didn't see. Asadorn's coming, he's on his way. Asadorn's tyres look a little bit worse for wear than Perry's. Wax got himself a small time penalty, so both Corvettes are going to go sailing on through. Everyone seems to be able to getting it stopped really well going through turn 1. Asadorn trying all sorts of different lines. Perry defending up the inside, protecting that inside line, and not allowing Asadorn to switch back. Let's just stay with this for another couple of seconds before we have a little look back through. I will keep an eye on the leaders because I just want to see what's going on further back. Asadorn got a little bit twitchy, so I don't think anything's going to happen this lap. Mind you, he's still quite close. Let's see what happens. Let's have a little quick look. Wesley all on his own, some Pyro all on his own, so we have missed an overtake. Let's jump back a couple of seconds. No, that was done a little while ago. That was done a little while ago, something I did miss, but Ross is a... Lap 8 is intense. Which position are you in then, my friend? I will have a little look for you. As we got Aero wrapping off the top 10, with Ross and Knight gaining himself one place from his qualifying position, but not for too long as we're coming into the bus stop. Okay, Asadorn, I'll have a look for you in... is that fight? Yeah, it does look intense. I will jump across in just a second. Perry's still keeping the lead. His teammates managing to hold on to ninth for the time being. So we've got the two Corvettes coming. Oh, hold up. These guys are still at it. Asadorn's getting closer. And switchback's nearly worked. He's got the better traction than Perry. Perry's left him in the room, going down the past the pit straight. They're side by side going up to turn 4. Unable to get the traction coming out of turn 4 to get alongside Perry again, going through to the kink of turn 5. Let's see what Asadorn can do. Asadorn's getting closer and closer every corner. Turn 6. It seems like he's slightly better mid-corner, but loses out a little bit if he gets a good exit here. He gets a good exit here out of turn, I think it's turn 8 or 9, I've forgotten which one it is, onto the banking here. I think he'll manage to get him. It's about okay, it's average. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything to Perry on this occasion. His next chance will be coming out of the bus stop. Perry's just gained himself a little bit of a gap. I'm not sure if Asadorn's going to be able to do it. I did spot Pneumatic going out really wide for some reason. I don't know why, but let's stay. Oh, Asadorn with a 1 second penalty. Oh, that was going so well. Oh. That's going to take you right back behind the two Corvettes, I think. Unlucky. Let's jump back just a second just so we can round off. As Perry breathes a sigh of relief. I know I can feel your pain, my friend, as Perry takes victory at his home race with Pneumatic in second. Brummer just losing out to third. We've got Asadorn in fourth. We've got Turbo in fifth. That's just got whack, who finished in sixth. Wesley with a good drive coming out in seventh. Pyro Again, good drive. He survived what a race. I know, surprising. In 8th, Ross 9th, Aero in 10th. We got Savage in the BRZ in 11th. We got Tap in 12th. We got Pago in 13th. Ethan in 14th. Scotty, something happened to Scotty in 15th. And then Geordie rounding off in 16th. Then SX rocket ship got you on the line. I see. And yes, Ross, I was being that harsh. I think Pyro should get a special award. He was not killed. He did not spin out. He was not killed for a whole 9 laps. I think he should get a special reward. That's it. I'll do this one. Yeah, like I said, I saw something in the Ross Stewart results. I know somebody is murdered. How brutally, we'll find out, but I know somebody got brutally murdered. I did see it was first lap, so my money is turn 1. Someone did not brake or decided that their brake was a footrest, and that, yeah. Let's see what happens. Whilst we are waiting. Whilst we are waiting. I will save that. Come on, Gran Turismo. So since there's about 9 or 10 of you here, I will repeat again what I said at the very start. I'm not going to reveal who the guest was, but said special guest, because of my ancient old system, I can't do a share play and broadcast. So said special, we're going to have to reorganise this for hopefully next round, being the round we done this evening at Dragon Trail. So, yeah, I'm planning on having this special guest at Dragon Trail. If all goes well and everything works. If not, it'll be just me on my own for the whole season, and then, providing I work hard enough, as they say, hopefully I can get a new system soon. Meaning I can do what Pyro and I did last season. Now, like I said at the start, I did not race this race, so I don't actually know the strategy. I'm guessing from the top 3, the strategy is a one-stop, medium to soft, but we'll have a look. So we got Aero, Ross, and Pyro, Wesley, Whack, Turbo, Acedorn, all on soft tyres, medium tyres, sorry. We then got Brummer on softs, we then got Pneumatic on mediums, so the Corvette's again splitting strategy. There's a tactic I haven't seen in a very long time. We got Perry on mediums, we got Brian Coyle on mediums, yes I did figure out his name finally. We've got Tap, mediums, we got Paggle, mediums, we've got Ethan on mediums, Scotty on mediums, and we have got the murderer at turn 1 on mediums as well. So let's get this going. 16 cars on the grid, 23 laps around this great track, one that I am gutted I couldn't race at, as we've got the Aston Martin taking us away into turn 1, who seems to have gotten a slightly better start than Ross. But like I said, I'm interested in this man for a second. So we make it through turn 1. Everyone seems to have lived through turn 1. So we've got no real change in positions, well, apart from Asadorn and Pneumatic, where Asadorn's on a roll with these Corvettes at the moment. He's got an absolute exit and a half. Going through the kink now. Is he going to have a little look at the inside? No, Brummer defends it. Here comes Pneumatic though, having a look up the inside. Gets the position back. So it's a good try from Asadorn. No, they're still at it now. They're still at it again. Pneumatic goes wide, Asadorn goes up the inside, Perry's going to have a look as well. So Pneumatic in one corner going too wide, he's lost out on 2 spots. Now is Perry going to play the team game with Asadorn and give him the bump and try and close that gap? Not really. Pneumatic definitely isn't. Pneumatic's definitely going for the pass. Here he comes with the overspeed. Oh my god, that car's got some speed. As we go 3 wide, I know Asadorn is, well, let's jump on board. Let's jump on board with Asadorn. He doesn't quite break in time. And yep, he gets jumped back. Asadorn, oh no, mate. This just isn't the corner for you at the moment, is it? You've got a 1 second time penalty on the last. Right, I'm jumping back a second as well because there's something else I spotted. Right, let's jump back up to the top because I have just spotted something. Asadorn being extremely unlucky through the bus stop section. Ross is right in the back of Aero. Pyro is nowhere to be seen. Pyro's PS5 is obviously just as fast as his car at the moment, as Ross does a beautiful move going up the inside of the bus stop. Absolutely fantastic move. Clean as well, both given both drivers giving each other space, so fantastic move from him. Here comes Pyro, as we got Wesley and Whack having a battle going through the bank corner as well. I'm expecting Whack to make light work of this because it is a RL DR8, but we're going to jump back up to the top as we got Pyro having a look around the outside of Aero. That's a mouthful to say. And Ross hasn't disappeared, as we got Whack up the inside of Wesley, and he's gained the position. Pyro's still in 3rd position, looking up the inside as he makes the move work. So excellent job from him. Okay. What's happened with these? Okay, they dropped right off the back of the pack, but it doesn't matter. Let's jump back up to the front. So we've got Aero still sniffing the back of Pyro's spoiler. He's not disappeared yet. As we've got Turbo that's got Pneumatic as well on the previous lap. That's something I didn't see the overtake, but we'll stick with this for just a minute. As Ross gets an absolute godly exit, leaving Pyro in the dust to try and fend off this Aston Martin. Let's see if Pyro can survive a battle with the Aston Martin. Is it coming up to the bus stop? Pyro seems to have got the second half of that bus stop, not quite as well as Aero has. And here comes Whack. Whack seems to have got. Whack's now in the slipstream of, I believe it's in the slipstream. Yeah, he is. He's in the slipstream, as we've got Brummer with a 1 second time penalty and Wesley as well. Let's jump back forward to this. This is what we're interested in at the moment. So we've got Pyro still hugging the inside line, giving Aero the pinch. You've got shown the wall, and then and then the shut door in his face, and here comes Whack as well. Whack's now in fighting as well, and so is Turbo and Wesley. Who's dropped right off the back? Ethan, what's happened with you? Let's just jump back a second. I want to see what's happened. I think I see. So we got Ethan and Tap having a side-by-side battle coming up to the bus stop. Ethan just getting it all sorts of wrong in the braking like all last week. He's found himself a good little Astro, a bit of road to get himself back going again. That's just uncalled for game. Ethan got done dirty. I feel bad for Ethan. Let's jump back up front. So we found out what's going on with Ethan. Clearly the game does not like him at all at the moment, as we've got a big old fight at the moment for second position. It's kind of becoming a bit of a pyro train. A little bit. Let's jump back through and let's see if we got something close. We do. We got Whack and Wesley back at, well, I say back at it again. As we got Turbo having a little look, having a little look at Wesley as well. So we've got the two Corvettes still glued together. Right, let's see what happens through this straight just here. So Wax managed to extend the gap to Wesley just a little bit, but I'm going to jump back because we have got ourselves an interesting battle here between Perry, Brummer and Pneumatic. The two teammates aren't going to work together, surprisingly. Jesus, Perry. Oh no. Don't do the same thing as... Jesus. I want to see that from Paggle's point of view. Let's jump on board. So we've got Pneumatic off on the left. I want to see how close this was, because that was a bit of a Jesus. So Perry gave Pneumatic a bit of a nudge. At the moment Pneumatic's just a passenger. Here he comes back on track and Jesus Christ. That was close. That was very, very close. And that's another, well, that's the third race in 3 laps ruined. We got Ethan's race ruined, we got Dawn's race, and now we got Pneumatics. But let's jump back forward. We got Prime and Scotty having a... Prime getting closer and closer to Scotty in that BRZ. He's just about keeping up. I want to jump a little bit more forward. Perry, I can't remember if that went to Stewart's or not. I think it did, but I'm having a... Oh, hello. Aero's woke up. Aero's fired up the Audi R8? No, it's the wrong car. The Aston Martin. He just got a hell of an exit, not quite able to get alongside Pyro. Pyro's teammate Whack is currently dealing with the Audi R8, looking at the wrong car, and is currently being done by the Audi R8. The Audi R8 going around the outside. Turbo's just got Brummer. There's a lot of action going on over here. We'll stay with this pack. Right, so Wesley showing the wider line, which isn't ideal, but Whack, I believe, is out of slipstream of Aero. So this is going to be a bonus to Wesley, as we got Brummer and Turbo Boy just behind, side by side. It's a lovely camera angle for this fight. We can almost see both of them. So we got side by side going into the bus stop. Wesley says, "Thank you very much, I'm having that." It shows Wax now in danger of being overtaken by Brummer. Brummer has a little look around the outside. Wax holding the inside line right down by the apron. And Turbo's taking a double toe coming down this huge straight, absolute monster of a straight. as we are going 3 wide. As Turbo says, thank you very much, I'm going to take both of them whilst you two are fighting between yourselves. And Turbo's now up to 5th, Brummer in 6th, and Whack's gone from 4th down to 7th in one sector, so he's going to be looking at fighting back. Now Wesley has to make up time in this middle section to try and keep his 4th position. Wesley doing an absolute ace of a job in that Audi R8 last season. He was in the BRZ and he did a brilliant job there. This season he's in the Audi R8, again questionable choice, less questionable than my car I will admit, but he's still doing an absolute fantastic job, and he's done exactly what he needs to do. He's right on the back of that Aston Martin, coming out onto the first of the 2 bank corners. Wack's been kind of sort of left out hanging a little bit. The Turbo and Brummer are going to have another battle coming down this back straight, coming towards the bus stop. And Brummer having a look up the inside of that Honda. They're still side by side, and Turbo lets Brummer through. Brummer and Turbo keeping it clean. But where's... Hold up. Hold your horses. I want to watch this. So Aero is too busy fighting Pyro. Here comes Wesley up the inside of Pyro. Takes 2 in 1 straight. Makes the corner. Does he not quite... he just doesn't quite finish off the bus stop. Doesn't quite, and he's going to get a 1 second time penalty, which sucks. So he's going to drop all the way back. I think he's going to drop around about Perry and Scotty. But here comes... So there goes Wesley. Whoa, what's happened to Ross? Did he get a time penalty as well? Ross did get a time penalty. So the leader of our race has got himself a time penalty. He's going to suffer heavily coming down here, and this means that the driver who's not won a race for, to my knowledge, a really long time is now in the lead with 2 very angry yellow cars right behind. I believe there was that a shove. Sorry, this is too much going on here. Let's jump on board. That was a bit of a shove there, as Brummer takes advantage of that. Aero respectfully lifts off. Pyro keeps 2nd. Turbo's now in 3rd. Ross is back up in this fight in 4th. Oh my god, we got a huge gaggle of cars. Right, so we've got Ross and Turbo fighting for 3rd. We've got Pyro just up ahead in 2nd, keeping the hold of that. I'm jumping back here. I was about right with where Wesley comes out, as we got Perry overtaking Aero for 5th position. Perry making moves, and that is now caught back up to his teammate. I will give you the benefit of the doubt there. I think it might have just been a little bit of lag, but fair play and respectfully, you waited, which is fair play to you. I love these camera angles. Sorry, right, I was going to say whilst we wait, but we're not. We're going to stay with this for just a second. We got Aero having a go at Perry around the outside, going into the bus stop. Not quite going to work. Is he going to get the exit? Wesley's just... I don't know whether he got yeeted, or whether he drove himself off the track. I'm not sure. I want to have a very quick look. Yeah, he got 1 second time penalty again. He's gone from hero all the way down to 0 in 2 laps. Oh, Wesley. He's having a hard couple of laps. Let's stick up front though. So we got Aero and Perry still at it, as we got Turbos overtaking Pyro. We'll jump back in a second once we see the outcome of this. Right, that outcome's happened. Let's jump back up. As we have a look at the Constructor Champion in Tier 3 from last season, in 2nd place, trying to defend from that NSX. The NSX has just got mass amounts of overspeed compared to that AMG. Turbo just drives around him. Pyro has a little look going into turn 1. He's got all four brakes and brake discs glowing, trying to get that thing to a stop. As he just about makes it work, as we're going to stay back here as we got Ross, Perry and Aero still fighting it out for 4th position. Ross and Perry now having a battle. It's going side by side through turn 4. Let's stick with this as Perry is now overtaken his teammate. So Perry, the winner of the sprint race, is now up into 4th position. Ross was in 1st, having taken that time penalty, he's now back down to 5th. In with all this traffic, as we got Aero in 6th, we got Whack in 7th, we got Scotty beaming himself up. I know I keep making the same reference, as he's beaming himself into 7th and potentially even 6th at this rate. He's having an excellent race so far. I think that NSX with the inside line and the slightly higher straight line speed will possibly gain the advantage, but Whack is just giving that Aston Martin a bump draft and a half as we're going into the bus stop. Scotty wisely backs out of it, and so does Whack. And to have another go as someone just behind has a little squiggle, I think, because we got Wesley and Prime now having a good little battle. Both cars. These guys. Let's see what these guys can do. Prime gives Wesley a bit of a nudge to try and catch himself up with the pack just up here. As what's happened to Scott? 1 second time penalty. Okay. That's unfortunate for Scott. It's really unfortunate. Let's jump forward a little bit just for a second, as Brummer is now just extending his lead, but his tyres are they're going. His fronts are okay, but his rear right is going to be a bit of a worry for him. And I think potentially the mediums are looking a lot better. Obviously a lot better at the moment. As we've got turbos is looking a lot better than the Beetles at the moment, as I've just joined this at the right time. As we got Whack having a go at Aero as well. As we got Scotty that's just ahead of Wesley and Prime. Well, I said just ahead. Bit more than just ahead. Well, what's happened to Pyro? What happened to you, my friend? That's something I missed completely. Let's have a look. He's in P3 at the moment. He's defending himself from I see what's happened. That's not the racing line, Pyro. I will say, Ross, if you had to do it anyway, you did it in the best place. I will give that to you. And Pyro going from 3rd all the way down to 9th as he spins it out again. Oh my god. I'm gonna savour this moment. He's just too eager on the throttle. Well saved. The spinning champion, as he loses out to Tap as well. This is just rubbing salt and lemon juice into a very, very raw, sore wound. Sorry, I'm just going to stay with this just for another second to see if the champion of spinning spins himself out again. Nope, he's going to survive. As we've got Pneumatic crawling himself back up into 12th. We got Paggles not really made any moves. We got Acidorn slowly creeping up. We then have Geordie bringing up the rear, and I believe Ethan has left us. He has. That's. I kind of don't blame him, considering how screwed he got. But less of being screwed and more of overtaking, as we got Scotty and this weird bouncy camera angle. Yeah, that's a shot and a half as we got Whack, Aero and Scotty all having a good battle coming down as Wesley's got a 2-second time penalty, so his race is now completely ruined. Let's see if these boys can actually negotiate turn one on like Ross and Pyro as they get through the corner reasonably well, I'd say. There's no archie-bargy, there's no touching. Well, non-consensual I should say, as Scott is trying to get the switch back on Aero. He's not quite able to get that done. Let's have a little look further up ahead as we got Perry and Ross still together. Perry, I don't know when these two swapped positions, but they did. As we got Turbo slowly creeping in on Broma. This will have to be one I'll keep an eye on for the time being. As we're going to jump back for a second as Ara gets all sorts of wrong coming out onto the bank corner. That's going to compromise this extremely long straight and going to give Scotty a potentially a good run. That Turbo is saving him a little bit. Scotty comes out and has a look. I don't think that gives Aero just a little bit of breathing space as he gets better corner speed than Whack. As this group is now tightened up again. We'll stay with this group for the moment as Scotty has a look around the outside of the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin still, I think, just about in the slipstream of the AMG ahead of him. As we nope, Scotty's done him. Scotty has done him around the outside. He's nearly had it. He's having a little look at Whack. Whoa, what's happened up here? Who's died? Turbo. No, what's happened to Turbo? Let's jump back a little bit further. So let's jump back a little bit further. Let's see what happens with Turbo. Turbo's tyres are looking excellent at the moment. Does he just lose it? Oh, he's just lost it all himself. Oh, and he nearly collects the two Beetles as well. He tried to get out of the way as best as he could, but he nearly collects both Perry and Ross. As we got Prime now, I'm potentially going to have a little look at trying to overtake Turbo as well. Let's see, keep an eye on that, but I want to have a little look just further up ahead. As we have got Scotty versus Whack coming in through the turn 5 of the King, going up to turn 6. As we've also got Perry and Ross having a little look at overtaking each other as well. If these two are if Perry and Ross are talking, then two should really be giving each other a good push down the straight to try and catch up with Broma, who's gone. But I don't think Perry's going to be able to do anything too much this lap. May I just say, boys, you two are from thousandths of a second difference that last lap. Good job. Let's stick with Whack and Scotty for just a second. Scotty having another look. Having another look going into the bus stop, and that's not how you do the corner at all, my friend. As he goes almost completely sideways coming out the bus stop, which is now going to give Aero a good run and potentially have a look at overtaking back for 5th position, as we got Brummer into the pits on lap 10. So is he going? I think he's going onto the he should be going onto the medium tyre. Perry, what's happened with Perry? Got a 1 second penalty, I think, and that's just cost him 2nd position. What's happened to? Whoa! Hang on. Oh, Scotty. The easiest of easiest mistakes, taking the line slightly too deep. I want to jump back a little bit further. I want to see what happens back here, because something else I think happens. Yeah, we got Pneumanic versus Pyro as well. Pyro, pardon me, on the inside line of Pneumanic. Pyro keeping that spot at the moment, but probably not for too much longer as Pneumatics desperate to get back up to where he was, as we got Wesley just up ahead with a nearly completely dead rear tyre. Pyro's is looking a lot better. Scotty with some damage. So Wesley's going to have a little look going up through the kink, side by side through the kink of turn 5, and he does it. He makes it look easy. Is Pyro going to have a go? And Scotty's damage is now repaired. So Scotty's going to have a look at re-overtaking Wesley. Let's just stick with this for just a second before we look at going back forward. I'm going to have a little look at where Brummer's come out as well. I think he's a bit further back. I think he's near the back, but let's have a look. So if the soft tyre can last 10 laps, I'm expecting a lot of these medium runners to come in at the end of lap 12 or 13. In which case, Scotty unable to do anything this lap. Let's jump forward and let's have a little look. Prime Coil in 6th position, doing really well in that BRZ. We got Turbo up in 5th. Again, both NSXs just being really unlucky, making just silly little mistakes, but mistakes happen. Perry's up into 3rd, whack all the way back up into 2nd place, and then Ross is leading the race again. So if he can keep it all calm, collected and together and not get himself a 1 second penalty, I think he'll be good. Yes, rip Scotty. Right, let's stick with this camera angle for just a second. There's Pneumatics in the pits, and we got Tap in 12th. We got Brummer in Tap in 11th, Brummer in 12th. Apologies, I can't seem to get my numbers the correct way around today. So obviously Brummer's gone on to the medium tyre. Almost a full tank of fuel, so he potentially is the net race lead at the moment. We've got Astorn in 2nd, we got Pneumatic in 3rd. I think he might have lost a little bit of time in the pits. But nonetheless, he's right behind that portion, and we got Geordie filling up with fuel. So let's jump back up to the front. We got Ross in 1st, we got Whack in 2nd. I'm expecting a lot of these guys into the pits this lap. Potentially some of them could go on an extra. Whoa, someone nearly died. Someone did die. Wesley has died at the end of the bus stop chicane. Good job on not rejoining the track dangerously, well done. But I'm seriously unlucky. The fact you have just spun out. So we got Tap promoted up to 10th, we got Pagel in 9th, still going on an extra lap. Yeah, he is, he's got the tyres and the fuel to do so. Yeah, like I was expecting a lot of them to come in. Pagel's now been promoted due to everyone stopping up to P3. Tap up into 4th, Perry and Ross, the 2 Beetles. I reckon they should be coming in this lap. I think they want to use the clean air whilst they can and try and put in a good solid lap. So we got Brummer. He's now going around turn 1, so I want to see where everyone comes out in relation. So Turbo's there. So Turbo's not actually too far off. So the undercuts kind of worked, but probably not as strong as he was hoping. And we got Whack in 7th. We got Aero in 8th. Prime in 9th. Good job from Prime. We got Scotty in 10th. Oh, hang on, let's just let that order settle down. So this is our closest fight at the moment. Excuse me. So we got Prime that come out ahead of Assadorn and Scotty. What's happened to Pneumatic? I think he might have just had a little bit of a spin or something. I'm not going to go too far back as Assadorn gets it. Doesn't get the exit he wants, and Scotty comes through the inside. No one's really taking Prime Coil. There we go, there's a slipstream as Ross comes into the pits. Same with Perry. So these two are going to go for the slightly later pit stop to try and promote a longer, or a newer soft tyre, as Scotty just gets both of these cars down the main straight as Asadorn goes around the outside of Prime Coil, going into the bus stop. What a move that was. We got Aero in 8th, we got Whack in 7th, Turbo in 6th, we got a net race leader at the moment just coming over the start finish straight. We've got the 2 GTRs in as well, so let's see where everyone comes out in relation. Let's stick with this camera angle here. So the undercut has worked for both Brimmer and Turbo. The overcut not quite working as well. Whack was nearly made a victim to Perry's overcut. Ross is right on the back of Turbo. Yeah, these tyres switched on nice and early. He will be in a good spot. But crucially, Brimmer is out ahead and in clean air, and it's also not, Turbo does not have the slip. Let's just jump back a couple of cars because we have got Whack and Perry still at it, still battling. Whack defending the inside line beautifully. Perry not able to quite get the switchback he wanted, but tucked in the slipstream, going around the first of 2 banked corners. We'll stay with this for just a second and see if Perry does anything going into the bus stop. I don't think he does. No, he doesn't. Right, let's have a little look through the back. So we got Pneumatic in 10th. Not doing too badly considering. I think that bad previous lap has not set him up well at all. As we got Prime and Asadorn kind of still at it at the moment. Let's just stick with these two for just a second. Let's see if Prime is brave under the brakes. He kind of is. He's closed that gap up quite a bit. Let's jump forward just a little bit. Let's see what we can find. As we've got Perry and Wax still at it. Wax got himself a little bit of a gap. Ross has lost a little bit of time out to Turbo, but Turbo crucially is closer to Brunner, so there's going to be a fight for the lead soon. I am just going to very briefly check the Stewards results because I want to know when this thing happens. Someone might have to help me out. When does Pyro and Pagel have a exchange in paintwork? When does that happen? Let's jump back through whilst we are waiting. Perry not quite close enough to make any sort of moves, so that's not going to help Whack at all. Going completely sideways, coming out of the bus stop chicane. Perry's not quite able to capitalise on it though. That AMG's just a really quick car down the straight. So we've got Aero with a 1 second time penalties. We've got here we go. Perry's not close enough. Is Perry going to have a look at it down on the brakes? I don't think he does. Both of those front discs glowing red hot. As both drivers try and get their machines right to a stop, and Perry has a look up the inside going into turn 4. Does he get the move done? There's a little bit of argy-bargy on the exit. They're still side by side going up to turn 5 of the kink. Wax still got it. But Wax tyres are obviously a lot less fresh than Perry's, so this might just be a matter of waiting patiently for Perry, but I don't think Perry's going to do that. Let's jump back a little bit further. Let's see what else we can see, and let's see what else goes on. So we got Acidorn and we got Prime just distancing themselves a bit. Pneumatics slowly creeping up. As we got Tap and Pyro reasonably close together for 12th position. So we got Wesley all the way back in 14th after doing so well until his 2 unfortunate penalties and spin, and then we got Geordie bringing up the rear. Let's jump back to the front though. I missed it. I'm sorry guys, I missed it. There we go, let's jump back here. So we have a change for the lead. I completely missed it. So let's see what happens as we got Turbo chasing down the leader, Brummer in that Corvette. Let's see what Turbo does. He seems to gain a little bit on the brakes and through sort of mid-course. I think that overall that car just looks pretty good from this angle. Does he do it going into the bus stop? I reckon he might have I think he will have a go. Well, obviously he'll have a go because he made the pass. But I reckon it's going to be going into the bus stop. Let's see what he does. Does he pull out the slipstream? He does pull out the slipstream. Not quite close enough to have a little look. But he's definitely getting close. Brummer knows he's there now. Here he comes around the outside on the final banking corner. Does he just drive it around the outside of Brummer? I believe he does. Let's jump. Yeah, he does. He just drives it right around the outside, using the overspeed on that NSX. But Brummer's not done yet. Brummer not able to do anything going into turn 1. Unfortunately so, on lap 16 of 23 we have a change for the lead again. Let's stick with this. Oh, Perry and Wax still fighting. Perry up the inside, not able to make anything work, unfortunately. Pardon me, as they're going through turn 5 side by side. We'll stick with this for just a second. We'll have a look through the rest of the grid. Let's see what happens. Let's stick with this until the end of this corner, until we come out of this corner. Let's see if Perry manages to get the drive or anything. I don't think he does from the looks of things. Right, let's have a little look through the rest of the field. We got Scotty and we got Aero, but soon to be battling for 6th. We got Acidorn making a good recovery all the way up to 8th position at the moment. We got Prime in 9th. We got Pneumatic again on a good recovery up into 10th. We got Pagel still in 11th. We got Tap and Pyro still kind of having a little mini battle, I'd say, distant battle for 12th. Tap in 13th. We got Wesley still in 14th, slowly catching, slowly just sticking there. We got Geordie again all on his own, so back at in the back of the grid. Let's jump back forward, because we're not here for sorrows or small violins. We're here to look at the action, as Ross is all on his own, so just keeping steady, keeping himself out of trouble. Brummer and Turbo still having a little battle, and so Wack and Perry. Wack's doing an excellent job of keeping Perry behind. Let's stick with these guys for a little bit, as Perry has another look up the inside, not quite able to make that work there this time around, as he's a little bit further back now, coming out towards the kink, not as close as he used to be on previous laps. Let's stay with this for just another minute. Like I said, let's see if anyone else is getting close. I don't think anyone else is really close enough. don't think anyone else is. Ross, however, is slowly gaining on Brummer. Slowly and steady. Brummer's slowly losing out a bit of time to Turbo, and Turbo's just going into cruise control. I won't say cruise control fully yet, not far off it. He's got a good sizable gap to Brummer at the moment, but still not enough to relax just yet. We've got Ross coming through in third, we've got Wack and Perry still at it again. Perry is a lot closer this time around. Perry gives him Wack a little bit of a push, maybe to try and catch up to his teammate, I'm not too sure. I don't think that's a good idea because Wack attacking Ross would not do the Beatles Championship chances any good as Wack goes high, giving Perry the inside line. I think that's a bit of a mistake from Wack's side, and finally Perry is through into 4th position. Although it's not done yet, Wack's having a look, he's going to try and drive it around the outside, look for that switchback. Don't think he's going to quite get it this time. Perry does a fantastic job, gives himself a little bit of breathing space as well, as he's now in 4th and is going to catch up to his teammate. Right, let's get to the end of this corner and then we'll have a little look backwards. Actually no, we'll stay with this for just a second, as we've got these three sort of all equal distances apart, slowly getting there. Let's have a look and see if we can find anything to watch. Alcedon not really pulling away from Prime. I'm surprised Pneumatic's not actually gaining on these two. Wesley, I spotted that. I spotted the small pile of smoke. Let's stick with it. Let's stick with him for just a second. See, he's just a little too keen on the throttle. Unlucky, but credit given where credit's due. You're in an Audi R8 and you're still going. You've not given up. I'm not going to give Geordie the embarrassment of going back to him, so let's jump forward. As Perry seems to have given himself just a little bit of space to tap. So we got Pago on 11th. We got again. I'm just surprised that Pneumatic's not catching up to these two. Let's jump forward. Let's see what we can find. Wack and Perry, I think, again, are still the closest two. Let's stay here for a minute. Actually, Ross might be getting close. Well, Ross is obviously getting closer to Brummer, so this might turn into something in the next couple of laps. So we're on 19 of 23 with 4 laps to go. Ross's soft tyres are looking extremely healthy, with Brummer's on mediums. He did the medium strategy. Okay. So Turbo's on softs and he's gone. Let's stick with Ross for a little bit. I think. Yeah, let's stick with Ross for a little bit. Let's see what Ross can bring to the table today. One slight small mistake from any of these three drivers and that's it. I believe their podium would very much disappear. Because, well, the reason why I say that is penalty line's just there and you lose so much speed and time. It's not just a second or 2 seconds you lose. You probably end up losing about 4 or 5 seconds because everyone else is still flat out. Ross skillfully misses out on that pit wall, unlike some drivers in the league as we got Perry starting to pull away from Wack a little bit. Wack's tyres are not the healthiest. Perry's are a lot better. Maybe they could have, maybe the two Beetles could have stopped a little bit earlier. Maybe just a lap or two earlier to get onto that softer compound. So they've still got plenty of life left with 3 laps to go. As Brummer's struggling a little bit on this infield section, as this has allowed Ross to catch right up to Brummer. So let's see if Ross will have a little look going up into the bus stop chicane. As we got another Beetle fighting another straight line monster. Let's jump on board for this because we are side by side. That camera angle is not going to do us any favours. Ross backs out, smartly backs out. He's going to have a look at taking him down this second banked corner. He's still sticking close. He's still there. Brum's not going to feel the most comfortable at the moment with Ross right there with him. Does Brummer defend the inside or the outside? I think he's going to stay down low. It'd be smart to stay down low to defend the inside line for Ross. Is going to have to take the outside. So Ross not able to do anything this lap. We'll stay with this for just a second before we go through the rest of the grid because some people have spread out quite a lot. Potentially we might even be looking at a lapped driver soon, so let's just jump back through the field quickly. So we've got Perry in 4th, Wack in 5th. Scott, where did you pick up that time penalty from? Sorry guys, I'm going to have a little look and I want to know where Scotty picked up this time penalty. With the fastest lap by the way of a 1:44.7, that's a mega lap. Ah, that's where he got it. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, as we got Aero in 8th, we got... Hold on. Aero in 7th, Prime in 8th, Pneumatic in 9th, and Acedon in 10th. What has happened to Acedon then? Oh, as we got another fight here, let's join this for a minute. As we got Pagel going down the inside of Pyro. These two swapping positions from turn 1 as Pyro's right up the gearbox and the exhaust pipes of that GTR. It's going to have a little look around the outside of turn 5. He's now going to have a look at this again, looking around the outside of turn 6. Tap gets looking at get involved, gives Pyro a little nudge. Let's see what happens. Oh, fair enough. You did medium Macedon. Okay, fair enough. No, you were doing really well in ahead of Prime. Then you next time I saw you, you were in 10th. But let's see what happens as we got Tap right up the back of Pyro. That was a mega bump draft from Tap. Ooh, Tap got quite close to Pyro there. There was nearly contact. Pyro keeping it together. This is almost like a bullying session for Pyro, but except with 2 GTRs. Tap going around, having a little look around the outside. Both teammates playing the team game. Pagel giving Tap the toe, leaving Pyro on his own down the inside. It's not quite going to work, unfortunately, this lap, because Pyro still holds 12th. As we're coming up to the penultimate lap. Just want to stay with this just for a little bit. We will then jump back forward again, because I believe it is soon that something happens from if I've read the Stewart's report. Well, I say Stewart's if I've assumed the Stewart's report correct. I might have to be again corrected there. So nothing's really going to happen here for just a minute. Let's jump forward. As we're at Dawn in 10th, we got Pneumatic in 9th, we got Prime doing a good job in 8th, holding off. We got Aero in 7th, Scotty in 6th, we got Whack in 5th, Perry in 4th, getting closer and closer to his teammate who's in 3rd position, as we got Brummer who's managed to gap Ross just a little bit. I think just having a bad lap, previous lap might have been a second penalty, not sure, as Brummer is now catching up very slowly to Turbo as we're going into the last and final lap of Daytona. So I just want to jump back and see what's going on back here. This tap falls off the back of Pyro a little bit. Let's just stick with this for just a second, because this might end up going into something into turn 1. As Pyro's in the slipstream, using it, going around the outside of Pagel. As they're going over the start finish line, as Pyro is now ahead of Pagel to take 11th place going into turn 1. We make it through turn 1 alive, which is crucial as we're coming up to turn 4 right now. Oh, that's not called for. That's not called for at all. Let's go on board and watch this. Oh, that's just brutal murder. And there goes Pyro. He's not going to be a happy bunny. He's not going to be a happy bunny at all. That's 3 rounds, and that's 3 times Pyro has been murdered by another driver. As we got Perry and Ross having another little battle. I don't know whether they're having a little battle or giving each other a little bit of a bump draft, as Ross still holds 3rd position. And Brummer, I think Brummer's made a little mistake, or these two have been working together very well, because the gap now has shrunk considerably. But as we come around the penultimate corner, I'm not sure if anything's going to happen to this grid, or to these finishing positions. Perry might have a look at Ross, but for the time being, we're going to celebrate this. We're going to celebrate Turbo Boy winning the feature race at Daytona, with Brummer in 2nd, Ross in 3rd, Perry in 4th. So the 2 teammates doing very well. Whack in 5th, Scotty in 6th. We've got Aero bringing it around into 7th position. We've got Prime with a really good drive finishing off in 8th. We've got Pneumatic with an unfortunate start in 9th. We got Asseldorn again with another unfortunate start, rounding off the top 10. We got Tap in 11th. We got Pagel in 12th. We got Pyro in, well, this will probably change in stewards, but we got Pagel bringing it over the final corner and over the start finish line into 12th position. Pyro with a really unlucky drive to finish off 13th. We got Wesley all on his own. Had a fantastic drive at the start, all the way up into 2nd at one point, and then just due to some really unfortunate mistakes, is now back down to 14th. As he comes over the line in absolute glorious fashion as always, to round off in 14th, and here comes the man who was murdered. Somebody, I can't remember, I think it was Turbo. Round 1, turn 1 feature, who then rounds off the feature race. And there we have it. Daytona. There we have it. I will very, very quickly for you all. So, for context, the incident between Pagel and Pyro. Pagel has got a 10-second time penalty, so Pyro will take Pagel's position on the grid. There's some contact I believe I missed, we will go through that another time. Sorry, where is my standings? Here we go. That's tier 3, I don't want tier 3. Here we go, tier 2. So we have got Perry, the American Perry, the platypus himself, in the Beetle in first place, with Turbo bringing up second position and only 10 points behind. So this, we're coming up to that halfway point, could be very interesting. We have got Brummer in third, we got Pneumatic in fourth. Again, these two aren't too far off, they're separated by 1 point between the pair of them. And rounding off the top 5, we have got Ross in the other Beetle. Rounding off the top 5, 30 points behind his teammate. For the constructors, the Chevrolet Corvettes are in first place with 141 points. The Beetles are breathing down their necks with 140, so the constructors is going to be very interesting going into next race, with the Honda NSX rounding off the top 3 with 110. So there we have it. We're kind of caught up. I say kind of. Now in regards to the next race, I will say this now, providing we can get everything sorted out, hopefully there'll be a guest next week. I say next week, next video. However, this is providing we can get everything sorted out. So, until next time, it's been an absolute pleasure. Sorry about the delay, and I will see you all very soon.